And good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Steve Castro Field. We are live here on Picker Nation News for tonight's non-district matchup between the Robstown Cotton Pickers and the Beeville Trojans. Trojans come in with a 5-11-1 record. Pickers at 9-15. Pickers winners of their last 3 games, looking to extend that lead to 4. Defensively for the Pickers tonight, from left to right, Aiden Aguilar in left field, Jose Serrano in center, Alberto Cañas in right field. Around the horn in the infield, Christian Barrera at third, Lucas Sainz at short, Dominic Alvarez at second, and Aiden Lozano at first. Tonight's battery for the Pickers behind the plate is Uriah Isles, and on the mound is Christian Moreno. Lineup for the Trojans tonight: Aiden Hernandez leading things off in center field, Brandon Encinas batting second in left field, Tyler Lang batting third on the mound, Luke Rosnovsky at third base batting fourth, Ambrose Arredondo batting fifth at first base, Jose Martinez batting sixth behind the plate, Logan Cano batting seventh at second base, and Kane Salinas batting eighth in right field, and Jason Villegas batting ninth at shortstop. So Christian Moreno on the mound for the Pickers tonight. First pitch misses outside for ball 1. Wind blowing across to left field. Moreno's pitch misses low for ball 2. So 2-0 on Hernandez. Barrera playing up on the grass at third base, swinging a line drive out into left field. That's going to get over Aguilar's head. That's going to be extra bases for Hernandez, and he's going to pull up with a stand-up double to lead things off here tonight. So that's going to bring up Brandon Encinas with a runner on second and nobody out. And Moreno now working from the stretch. Sets up on the first base side of the rubber. First pitch, swing and a miss for strike 1. And Uriah Isles behind the plate for the Pickers tonight. Paxton Salinas DHing for Moreno. Moreno comes set for the 0-1 pitch. Squares to bunt, pushes the bunt down the first base line. Moreno's going to have to hurry. Gets it over to Lozano for out number 1. So Hernandez advances to third on the sacrifice bunt. Trojan pitcher Tyler Lang steps in the box. 1 out, runner on third here in the top of the first inning. And Pickers playing Lang straight away in the outfield. First pitch called strike 1. And Barrera back behind a base at third. Surprised he's not up a little bit. Swing and a ground ball foul to left side. Nice play there by Coach Vasquez in the third base coaching box. Count now, no balls and 2 strikes. And Tyler Lang batting for the Trojans now. He's on the mound tonight. Serrano moves a little bit to his right to play Lang to pull. Isles set up outside right now. Pitch misses away for ball 1. Count 1-2 to Lang. Moreno gets his sign from Isles. Comes set, and the 1-2 pitch. Outside, count even, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two pitch. Misses high, 4-3. Count now full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Again, first base open here for Lang. 3-2 pitch. Misses way outside for a 1-out walk. Now runners on first and third with 1 out. Now the double play is in order for the Pickers. You see Isles giving the first and third sign to the infield. Let the infielders know what play they've got called should the runner at first steal. Again, double play in order with the runner on first. Leadoff hitter Hernandez at third. And Rosnovsky yanks one foul out of play. Home run distance, but out of play. So the count no balls and 1 strike. And Moreno steps off the rubber. Lang getting the lead off of first base. Front foot past the cut of the grass. Moreno comes set for the 0-1 pitch. Pickoff attempt. Might have been leaning a little bit, but Lang back in time. And plenty of time to get out here to Steve Castro Field here in the top of the first inning. You get your Easter weekend started off right with some Robstown baseball. Moreno set for the 0-1 pitch. Got him leaning, and they're going to get him in the hot box. Keep an eye on the runner at third. Coming home, and not in time. The runner safe. And Lang advances to second, so the Trojans take an early 1-0 lead here in the top of the first inning. Moreno had Lang picked off first, couldn't quite get him run down in the rundown, and Hernandez scores off the hot box. So now runner at second, no balls and 1 strike on Rosnovsky. Swinging a ground ball. Nice play by Signs. Got the runner hung up. Needs to get it to third quick. And tag made by Barrera for out number 2. And Rosnovsky safe at first on the fielder's choice. So Lang thought that ball was going to get past Signs, and I personally thought it was past him too, but a great play. Now with 2 outs. And that's going to bring up number 57, Ambrose Arredondo, the first baseman. Left-handed hitting first baseman for Beeville. Moreno comes set. Swing and a foul tip out behind the plate. So 1 strike on Arredondo. Again, runner at first, now 2 outs here in the top of the first inning. 1 run in already for the Trojans. I'll set up center cut, expect some sort of breaking ball. Curveball foul to the left side for strike 2. So 0-2 on Arredondo. Again, Rosnovsky on first, 2 outs, 1 run in for the Trojans. Moreno agrees with the sign. Isles set up on the outside corner. Hits the outside corner, off the outside corner for ball 1. Count 1 ball and 2 strikes. And Moreno set for the 1-2 pitch. Just off the outside corner. Count now even. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And the 2-2 pitch. Swing and a pop foul out of play on the left side. Count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes. Another 2-2 pitch. Misses high for ball 3. Count full. 3 balls and a strike and 2 strikes. Moreno comes set. Payoff pitch. Runners off and fouled off the left side again. Count remains full. 3-2. And Rosnovsky off a little bit slow on that delivery there. Usually as soon as you see the pitcher commit to coming home, a 3-2 count with 2 outs, you're off and running at first base. There he's off a little bit better. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Throw down to first by Salinas, and that's going to complete the out there. So 1 run on 1 hit. There were no errors. 1 runner left on base after 1/2 inning. Beeville 1, Robstown coming to bat. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Steve Castro Field for the bottom of the first inning. Defensively for the Beeville Trojans, Brandon Encinas in left field, Aiden Hernandez in center, Kane Salinas in right field, Luke Rosnovsky at third base, Jacob Villegas at shortstop, Logan Cano at second, Ambrose Arredondo at first. Behind the plate for the Trojans, Jose Martinez, and on the mound is Tyler Lang. Batting order for the Pickers. Going to be leading off center field, Jose Serrano, followed by left fielder Aiden Aguilar. Batting third, Aiden Lozano at first base. Uriah Isles batting fourth. Lucas Sainz batting fifth. Dominic Alvarez batting sixth. Christian Barrera batting seventh. Alberto Cañas batting 8th, and Paxton Salinas batting 9th. Serrano ground ball over to short. Going to take a nice hop there for Arredondo at first for out number 1. So 1 pitch and 1 out for Tyler Lang. That's going to bring up left fielder Aiden Aguilar. Aguilar takes low for ball one. Aguilar swinging a pretty hot stick here lately with several extra base hit, most of them doubles. Takes low for ball two. Well, 2 balls and no strikes on the Picker left fielder. And Lang, left-handed pitcher for the Trojans. Swing and a foul back for strike one. And Trojan outfield playing Aguilar to pull slightly. And the 2-1 pitch from Lang. Swing and a foul ball. Count even, 2 balls and 2 strikes. And nobody on, 1 out here in the bottom of the first inning. Pickers trail 1-0. Pitch misses low for ball 3. Count now full, 3-2. Oh, base hit, ball 4 situation here for Aguilar. Hits a fly ball out in the right field. Right fielder takes a couple of steps back, then a couple of steps in, and makes the play for out number 2. That's going to bring up first baseman Aiden Lozano. Well, Pickers looking for their first base runner of the game here with 2 outs in the bottom of the first inning. First pitch from Lang, called strike 1. Gets away from the catcher. Unfortunately, no one on base. Lang fortunate to get a call right there. Usually when the catcher misses a ball like that, the umpire doesn't give him a favorable call. Oh, the 0-1 pitch to Lozano. A little bit low for ball 1. Off the outside corner. 2 balls and a strike. Swing and a foul back. Count even now, 2 balls and 2 strikes. And the 2-2 pitch to Lozano. Swing and a miss, strike 3. So Pickers retired in order. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left on base after 1 complete. Beeville 1, Robstown 0. We'll be back on Picker Nation News. Oh, back at Steve Castro Field for the top of the second inning, 6, 7, 8 due up. Jose Martinez leading things off for Beeville. First pitch lined out into right center field is going to get down for a base hit. Serrano up with it, and Martinez has a leadoff single here in the top of the second inning. Second baseman Logan Cano steps in, runner on first, nobody out here in the top of the second inning. Christian Moreno again struggling finding the strike zone. When he does, it's hit out into the field. First pitch to Cano called strike one. And Martinez with a pretty safe lead at first. Cano squares to bunt. Barrera creeping in. Pickoff attempt not in time as the courtesy runner is back safely. Can't quite see the number there. I believe that's number 2. That'll be Davin Perez. So Barrera up on the grass expecting another bunt. Bunt is missed. Got the runner picked off first, but throw a little bit too late to first by Isles, and Lozano didn't have a play. So 0-2 now on Cano. Now with the runner on second and nobody out. Bunt likely out of play now with 2 strikes. And Signs keeping Bettis at second close by. 0-2 pitch misses high for ball 1. A 1-ball, 2-strike count on Cano. Swing and a miss, strike 3. So 1 out now, runner on second base. Well, number 8 batter, Kane Salinas, steps in. 1 out. Runner on second here in the top of the second. Christian Moreno on the mound for the Pickers. Misses low for ball 1. Outside for ball 2. Moreno kind of fell way off to the left side or to the right side if you're looking at the mound on that pitch. Front shoulder flew open and everything went to his left. I think he realized that as soon as he let go of that ball. When Isles went out to talk to him, Moreno kind of tapped himself on the chest saying that was my fault. So 2-0 to Salinas. Curveball fouled straight back for strike 1. 2 balls and 1 strike. And number 9 batter, Jose Villegas on deck. Swing and a miss for strike 2. Ball gets past Isles. And the runner Pettis advances to third. Thought that might have been a foul tip, but that was just a straight miss by Salinas. Over at Lady Picker Field, Lady Pickers are leading the Port Isabel Lady Tarpons by a score of 8-0. Again, bottom of the fourth inning, and you can see that game on our YouTube channel as well. Ball was called on Salinas, so count is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Swing and a foul ball off to the left side, out of play. And Pickers with their infield in with 1 out and a runner on third. Moreno set for the 3-2 pitch. Another foul ball to the left side. And we'll have another payoff pitch shortly. And Lady Pickers also facing a non-district opponent tonight. Called strike 3. That's out number 2 for the Pickers. That's going to bring up the shortstop, Jason Villegas. First pitch to Villegas hits on the outside corner for strike 1. And Moreno trying to get out of this jam. Runner on third base. Ball popped foul to the screen. And Moreno's out in front. No balls and 2 strikes. Again, lead off hit by the catcher Martinez. He advanced on a pass ball and is now at third base. So the 0-2 pitch to Villegas. On the outside corner, strike 3. So Moreno works out of a jam. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. There was 1 runner left on base after an inning and a half. Beeville 1, Robstown 0. We'll be back on Picker Nation News. And back at Steve Castro Field for the bottom of the second inning. Uriah Isles leading things off here for the Pickers. 4, 5, and 6 due up. First pitch to Isles, fouled back for strike one. The 0-1 to Isles, curveball, misses high for ball one. And Tyler Lang in for his second inning of work for the Trojans. Retired to pitchers in order in the first inning. Another curveball in there for called strike two. I think a lot of the Pickers hitters are being a little too picky with the pitches they swing at. Isles takes ball two, count even 2 balls and 2 strikes. They're looking for the perfect pitch, and the thing is they're not going to get it from these pitchers. They're going to have to hit the pitcher's pitch. Popped up on the right side, second baseman drifting in, Wynn pushing a little bit to his left. A play made by Gano for out number one. And that's going to bring up the shortstop tonight, Lucas Saenz. First pitch from Lang to Saenz, curveball, called strike one. Well, Lang doing well, spotting his curveball for strikes. Hadn't really been a swing and a miss pitch, but they're getting into the strike zone. Another ball fouled off to the left side, to the right side. Count 0-2 on Saenz. Didn't Lang like that ball he was using? Oh, they went ahead and threw it out of play. A lot of times pitchers like the feel of certain balls, and when they get hit out of play, they wait to get those back. Saenz hits one out in the right field. Right fielder playing pretty shallow, and that's out number two. And that's going to bring up second baseman Dominic Alvarez. And Pickers looking for their first base runner of the game here in the bottom of the second inning. First pitch to Alvarez misses low for ball one. Lang working pretty quickly. 0-1 pitch. Fly ball out into left center field. Center fielder coming over. They collide. Yeah. And the left fielder took the brunt of that one as he bounced off the center fielder like nothing. Center fielder makes the play for out number three. So Pickers retired in order again. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left after two complete. Beeville 1, Robstown 0. Oh, Aiden Martinez leading things off here in the top of the third inning for Beeville. Martinez with a leadoff double in the top of the first inning and scored the only run of the game. First pitch by Moreno misses way outside for ball one. Much better pitch right there. Count even, 1-1 strike. Time called by Martinez. Excuse me, not Martinez, Hernandez. 1-1 pitch from Moreno. Called strike one. Or strike two, excuse me. That pitch looked way off the outside corner, but we got the benefit of that call from the umpire. Well, the 1-2 pitch from Moreno. Swing and a miss, strike three. Oh, Brandon Encina steps in. He's 0 for 1 tonight. Grounded out to Moreno. Swing and a miss for strike one. Oh, 1 pitch to Encinas. Ooh, I guess off the outside corner. That one looked pretty good. Count even, 1-1 strike. Again, Lady Pickers with an 8-0 lead in the bottom of the fifth inning. Fly ball out into short center field. Lucas Saenz catches that one from the seat of his pants for out number 2. Nice job there by Saenz, staying focused on the ball as it came down and he went down. Well, Eric Willow now hitting, entered the game for Tyler Lang last inning. Didn't realize there was a pitching change. First pitch to Willow called strike one. Lang wears 1 and Willow wearing 11. Both of them shaped about the same. However, should have noticed one was right-handed and one was left-handed. Called strike two on Willow. Willow crowding the plate there. Swing and a miss, strike three. So nice inning there by Moreno as he retires the Trojans in order for the first time. And we'll be headed to the bottom of the third inning. Beeville 1, Robstown 0. Oh, back at Steve Castro Field, bottom of the third inning. 7, 8, and 9 due up for the Pickers. Christian Barrera leading things off. Pickers looking for their first base runner of the game. Umpire cleaning house real quick before we get started. Several of the Beeville players outside the dugout, and that's usually a no-no for some of these umpires. First pitch to Barrera misses for ball one. A new pitcher on the mound for the Trojans, number 8, Trip Munoz, sorry. Barrera fouls the ball out of play on the right side. Count even, 1 ball, 1 strike. And third pitcher of the game, third pitcher in 3 innings for the Trojans. Barrera takes high for ball 2. Two balls and 1 strike. 2-1 pitch from Munoz. Swing and a pop back out of play off the screen for strike 2. Count even, 2 balls and 2 strikes. And the 2-2 pitch from Munoz. Swing and a foul ball out of play to the right side. Count stays 2-2. Three and two. Ground ball to short. Shortstop up with it. Over to first. For out number 1. That's going to bring up the right fielder, Albert Ocañas.
Now back to Robstown, number 3, Albert Ocañas.
Swing and a miss, strike 1. Takes inside, count even, 1 ball and 1 strike. And Trip Munoz on the mound for the Trojans. A lot of times when you see these non-district games during the middle of district season, you get a lot of pitchers. Coaches want to see what each of these pitchers has. Beeville again on their third pitcher in 3 innings. 2 balls and 1 strike to Ocañas. Pitch from Munoz. Misses low for ball 3. Number 9 hitter Paxton Salinas on deck. He's designated hitter tonight. And Ocañas takes a walk. And that's the first base runner of the game for the
Now batting for Robstown, number 5, Paxton Salinas.
Well, Paxton Salinas steps in, runner on first, and 1 out here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Ground ball foul to the left side. Count 0-1. A little bit inside, count even, 1 ball and 1 strike. In Trojans, double play depth in the middle of the infield. Third baseman Rosnovsky right on the cut of the grass. Of course, first baseman Holden Ocañas on. 1-1 pitch, fly ball out into center field. Center fielder going back and makes the play for out number 2. Well, that's going to bring up center fielder Jose Serrano. Serrano 0 for 1 tonight.
Robstown, number 17, Jose Serrano.
And Martinez set up outside, and Munoz steps off the mound. He might have forgotten the runner was on first. He was going to go from the windup. Now he's from the stretch. Swing and a line drive out into right field. Right fielder coming in and makes the play for out number 3. So Pickers get a 1-out walk, but couldn't do anything else after 3 complete. Beeville 1, Robstown 0. We'll be back on Picker Nation News. And welcome back to Steve Castro Field for the top of the 4th inning. Pickers trailing 1-0 over at Lady Picker Field. They're in the top of the 6th inning. Lady Pickers with an 8-0 lead over Port Isabel. And just like we mentioned with Beeville making numerous pitching changes so far, Pickers with their first pitching change of the game. Christian Moreno is no longer on the mound. His final line, 3 innings pitched, 2 hits, 1 run, 1 earned run, 1 walk, and 6 strikeouts. Aiden Aguilar takes over here in the top of the 4th inning. He moves in from left field. Michael Vasquez takes over in left field for Aguilar. Third baseman Luke Rosnovsky in the box to lead things off in the 4th inning. Again, Aiden Aguilar on the bump for his first inning of work. First pitch, swing and a drive to left, hooking foul out of play into the Picker bullpen. Not quite home run distance there, but not the type of swing you want to see against Picker pitching. So just a long strike, though. And Aguilar about to throw the 0-1 pitch to Rosnovsky. Curveball hit off the handle. Aguilar covers first. Lozano up with it for out number 1. That's going to bring up the Trojan first baseman, Ambrose Arredondo. Arredondo 0 for 1 with a strikeout in his only plate appearance. And I'll set up over the outside corner. First pitch to Arredondo, right on the glove for strike one. And the windup and the 0-1 pitch. Swing and a foul ball. Strike two. So Aguilar out in front. No balls and 2 strikes. Isles again set up on the outside corner. Swing and a foul ball to the left side, out of play. Count remains 0-2. And to wind up and another 0-2 pitch from Aguilar. Check swing in the dirt. No appeal down to first, so 1 ball and 2 strikes on Arredondo. Again, nobody on, 1 out here in the top of the 4th inning. Pretty fast-moving game, well-pitched game by both teams. Swing and a ground ball to first. Going to stay fair, and Lozano fields it right on top of the bag for out number 2. Catcher Jose Martinez steps in now, 1 for 1 tonight. And a single in the 2nd inning. First pitch from Aguilar pops back off the screen, foul for strike 1. And the 0-1 pitch from Aguilar. On the outside corner for strike 2. The umpire forgot how many strikes there were right there. He was about to start the old lawnmower, but now it's 0-2. I'll set up again on the outside corner. And the 0-2 pitch. Swing and a foul ball. Time called. Quick conversation between Martinez and Coach Vasquez down to third base line. Another 0-2 pitch here to Martinez. Misses low for ball 1. And Aguilar with the windup and another 1-2 pitch. Misses low in the dirt for ball 2. Count even, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Again, nobody on, 2 outs. Here in the top of the 4th inning. 2-2 pitch from Aguilar. Swing and ball in the dirt. Isles will throw down to first for out number 3. So Trojans retired in order again. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on. After 3.5 innings, Beeville 1, Robstown 0. We'll be back on Picker Nation News. And leading off the bottom of the fourth inning, pitcher Aiden Aguilar. Trip Munoz still on the mound for the Trojans. Aguilar takes the first pitch up and in for ball one. Aguilar 0 for 1. A little bit off the outside corner, but called strike one. We're in trouble if Beeville gets that call consistently. Went back almost to the same spot, misses a little bit high for ball two. 2 balls and 1 strike. Again, Trip Munoz on for his second inning of work. He came in the bottom of the third inning. 2-1 pitch to Aguilar, misses high and in for ball 3. 3 balls and a strike. And a 3-1 pitch. Swing and a foul back. Count now full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. And Aiden Aguilar, pitcher of record now for Robstown, came in the top of the 4th inning and sent the Trojans down in order. Payoff pitch to Aguilar. Misses up for a leadoff walk. That's going to bring up first baseman Aiden Lozano.
Robstown, number 2, Aiden Lozano.
First pitch to Lozano. Whoa, on the outside corner for strike one. And strike zone seems to be getting bigger as the game moves forward. And Aguilar with a pretty decent lead at first. In pretty much the same spot as the previous pitch, this time ball one. Count even, 1 ball and 1 strike. Aguilar off with the pitch. Ball gets away from Martinez, but Aguilar holds at second. So 2 balls and a strike on Aiden Lozano. Munoz comes set. Shortstop keeping Aguilar close. Outside, ball 3. 3 balls and a strike. And that's another walk. Pickers with runners on first and second. Nobody out. Oh, that's going to bring up the cleanup hitter, Uriah Isles. Isles 0 for 1 tonight. Steps in now with runner in scoring position, squares around the bunt, puts it down and foul for strike one. Isles squares again, gets it down, and took a look at first, took a look at third, ended up going to first, and just barely gets Isles, but Isles does his job and moves the runners over to second and third for Lucas Saenz. So nice job of moving the runners over there by Isles. Saenz also 0 for 1 tonight. Swinging a ground ball right up the middle. That's going to get through. 1 run's going to score. Lozano being waved home, and that's going to be a 2 RBI single by Lucas Saenz. So Signs sees the first pitch he sees and takes it right back up the middle. And that's going to bring up second baseman Dominic Alvarez. Alvarez 0 for 1. Pickoff attempt not in time. Signs back safely. Another pickoff attempt not in time. And over at Lady Picker Field, Lady Pickers need one more run for a run rule. Called strike on Alvarez. He wasn't too happy with that call. Can't say that I blame him. Signs with a nice lead over at first base. Pickoff attempt, not in time. Runner off, ground ball foul. And the count is now 0-2 on Alvarez. Pitch outside to Alvarez. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Again, runner on first. 2 runs in here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Pickers have flipped things around. Came into the inning trailing by 1. Now they lead by 1. Another quick pitch from Munoz. Fly ball out into center field. Center fielder under it. And makes the play for out number 2. Well, Signs returns to first. And that's going to bring up Christian Barrera.
Robstown, number 1, Christian Barrera.
No, Christian Barrera 0 for 1. Takes first pitch outside and low for ball 1. And Lucas Signs at first base after a 2-run single with 1 out. Signs off on the pitch. Martinez throw down. And safe is the call by the umpire. Well, time called by Coach Vasquez. Looks like he wants to have a word with the base umpire who made the safe call. Throw beat Signs down to second, but the tag may have been a little bit low on his body. So whatever the base umpire had to say, Coach Vasquez is content with it, and he's making his trip back to the dugout. I believe that pitch was called a ball, so 2-0 on Barrera. Yep, 2 balls, no strikes. Three and 0, ball gets past the catcher, and Signs moves over to third. So 3-0 to Barrera. Lucas Signs now at third base. And Barrera takes a walk to put runners on first and third with 2 outs. Swing and a miss by Alberto Cañas for strike 1. Called strike 2. 0-2 on the Picker right fielder. And check swing called for strike 3. But the Pickers pick up 2 runs. On 1 hit, there were 3 walks, 1 runner left on base. After 4 complete, Robstown 2, Beeville 1. We'll be back on Picker Nation News. Well, back at Steve Castro Field for the top of the 5th inning, Logan Cano leading things off for the Trojans. Cano 0 for 1 with the strikeout. Pops the first pitch up, foul. Looks like it's going to make it out of play just into the bleachers down the first base line. So again, Aiden Aguilar in for his second inning of work, came in the top of the 4th inning. And the 0-1 from Aguilar. Swing and a miss, strike 2. So 0-2 on Cano. Final score from Lady Picker Field. Lady Pickers 9, Port Isabel 0. 0-2 pitch misses low for ball 1. Swing and a foul back off the screen. Count stays 1 ball and 2 strikes. And right fielder Kane Salinas due up next for the Trojans. They're bringing up 7, 8, and 9 here in the top of the 5th inning. Fly ball out into center field. Sedano to his left makes the play for out number 1. So Salinas steps in with nobody on and 1 out here in the top of the 5th inning. First pitch from Aguilar misses low and away for ball 1. Curveball, swing and a miss, strike 2. Oh, 2 pitch from Aguilar. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Oh, I thought that was strike 3. I guess one of them was called a ball. So counts 1 ball and 2 strikes. Now, swing and a miss for strike 3. Oh, Jason Villegas steps in, 0 for 1 with the strikeout. First pitch from Aguilar to Villegas, fouled back for strike one. And the 0-1 pitch from Aguilar, swing and a ground ball to third. Barrera up with it, over to first for out number 3. So Trojans retired in order for the third inning in a row. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. After 4.5, Pickers 2, Trojans 1. We'll be back on Picker Nation News. And back at Steve Castro Field for the bottom of the 5th inning, Pickers with a 2-1 lead over Beeville. Some District 31 4A scores on the baseball side over in Kingsville. Toloso Midway 11, HM King 1. That's in the top of the 4th inning. And then from Zapata, the team from up north is leading the Hawks 9-0. That is also in the top of the 4th inning. So those are the 2 district games going on right now. Of course, Pickers with a district bye this afternoon or this evening. Paxton Salinas will be leading things off here in the bottom of the 5th. On the softball side, team from up north 22, Zapata Lady Hawks 0. Called strike 1. Luke Rosnovsky on the mound for the Trojans now. 0-1 pitch to Salinas, swing and a ground ball to third. Third baseman comes up with it and throws high to first. Nice jump in play there by Arredondo at first for out number 1. And that's going to flip the lineup over to Jose Serrano.
Now batting for Robstown, number 17, Jose Serrano.
Well, Serrano 0 for 2 this evening. First pitch from Rosnovsky, curveball for called strike 1. And nobody on, 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Pickers with 2 runs in the 4th, and that pitch gets past Martinez. Ball 1 on Serrano. Count even, 1 ball and 1 strike. Again, Pickers back in action Tuesday with the second round of district getting started. 1-1 pitch to Serrano. Takes low for ball 2. They'll be taking on the team from up north here at Steve Castro Field. Not likely to be live streamed due to UIL restrictions. 3-1 now on Serrano. So hitters count for the Picker center fielder here. Again, 1 out, nobody on. Bottom of the 5th inning. 3-1 pitch from Rosnovsky outside, and Serrano takes a 1-out walk. That's going to bring up the pitcher, Aiden Aguilar. And now runner on first, and 1 out. Aguilar 0 for 1 with a walk and a run scored. Scored the first run for the Pickers last inning. Rosnovsky comes set and almost hits Aguilar. Ball 1. One-0 misses low for ball 2. And Rosnovsky started the game over at third base. He came on the pitch here in the 5th. Pickoff attempt not in time. Serrano back safely. Again, wind blowing across to left field. Center fielder, left fielder playing Aguilar to pull. Right fielder playing him pretty much straight away. So a decent sized gap in right center field. Serrano off. Martinez throw down is going to be wide, and Serrano's in safely with a stolen base. So 2 balls and 1 strike on Aguilar. And Pickers looking for their 4th win in a row. 2-1 pitch misses low. 3 balls and a strike. Swing and a miss. Foul tip. So count is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Oh, the payoff pitch to Aguilar. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. So 2 outs now. That's going to bring up the first baseman, Aiden Lozano.
Now batting for Robstown, number 2, Aiden Lozano.
Lozano walked in his previous plate appearance, scored the go-ahead run in the bottom of the 4th inning. Takes the first pitch outside for ball 1. And Serrano on second base after a walk and a stolen base. And Lozano fouls the ball off to the left side out of play. Count even, 1 ball and 1 strike. Ball gets past Martinez, and Serrano advances to third. So 2 balls and 1 strike to Lozano. And Serrano on third, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Martinez set up outside, misses low for ball 3. 3-1 pitch to Lozano. Swing and a foul back. Count full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. And the payoff pitch to Lozano. Misses low. Catcher doesn't see it, but it doesn't get far enough for Serrano to score. Runners now on first and third. With 2 outs, that's going to bring up Uriah Isles with runners on first and third, 2 outs. Isles 0 for 1 with the sacrifice bunt. Sacrifice the runners over to second and third last inning. Takes high for ball 1. Let's see if Lozano is off on the pitch. He's not. Isles takes low for ball 2. Again, good gap between first and second and short and third. Called strike there on Isles. Looked to be a little bit high and inside. Counts now 2 balls and a strike. Swing and a foul back to the right side. Count even, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Lozano off on the play, and Isles fouls it back. Count stays. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Lozano in motion on the 2-2 pitch. Let's see if he goes on this pitch as well. And count now full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. So Lozano will definitely be off on this pitch. As soon as he reads the pitcher going home, he will head towards second base. Rosnovsky takes a look at Lozano. Lozano's off. Swing and a pop-up straight back. Let's see if Martinez has room, and he does not. Just into the bleachers behind home plate, so we'll have another 3-2 pitch from Rosnovsky. And the payoff pitch to Isles. Lozano is off, and swing and a miss for strike 3. So no runs, no hits. There were 2 walks, 2 runners left on base after 5 complete. Robstown 2, Beeville 1. We'll be back on Picker Nation News. So back at Steve Castro Field for the top of the 6th inning. Aiden Aguilar is still on the mound. And Aiden Hernandez pops the ball foul, just out of the reach of Mikey Vasquez over in left field for strike one. And we want to thank everyone for joining us tonight on Picker Nation News. If you haven't done so already, please like and subscribe to our page. Each time we go live, you will be sent a notification. 0-1 pitch from Aguilar. Off the outside corner for ball one. Count even, 1 ball and 1 strike. Swinging a ground ball to the left side. Barrera coming up quickly, gets the ball over to first, and not in time as Lozano has the ball bounce out of his glove. Oh, Brandon Encinas steps in. He is 0 for 2. Barrera up on the grass expecting a bunt. And Encinas bunts it foul, out of play. Again, Pickers with a 2-1 lead here in the top of the 6th inning. Aguilar set, and pickoff attempt not in time. Again, Encinas squaring the bunt. And the 0-1 pitch misses low, count even, 1 ball and 1 strike. And wind still blowing across to left field here at Steve Castro Field. 1-1 pitch from Aguilar. Encinas squares, and the pitch is low for ball 2. Swing and a ground ball foul. Down the third base line, count now even, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Again, Lady Pickers victorious tonight with a 9-0 victory over Port Isabel, also non-district action. Aguilar agrees with the sign from Isles, comes set for the 2-2 pitch. And time is called before Aguilar goes into his motion. Again, pretty late request for time by Encinas. And you can ask for it, but the umpire does not necessarily have to grant it. So 2-2 pitch from Aguilar. Pickoff attempt, not in time. And Hernandez is back. And Barrera back at the cut of the grass now, but likely off with 2 strikes. Aguilar comes set. I'll set up on the outside corner. And the 2-2 pitch. Just a little bit low. Count now full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. See if Hernandez is moving on the play. Swing and a ground ball in the hole. Signs couldn't quite make the play, so that's going to be A single by Encinas, and the Trojans are in business with runners on first and second with nobody out. And that's going to bring out Coach Miller for a visit. Let's see what type of change is going to be made. Usually when it's Coach Miller, there will be a pitching change and not necessarily a strategy session, but it looks like this is going to be what we're going to do with the hitter. I believe that's Trip Munoz in the 3-hole right now. So Aguilar does stay in the game. And we're going to have Trip Munoz batting. Here we go. Runners on first and second. Nobody out. Trip Munoz at the dish. Takes the first pitch for ball one. And Aiden Aguilar on the mound for the Pickers in his third inning of work. One-oh pitch, swing and a foul back, count even, 1 strike. And Luke Rosnovsky on deck. Ambrose Arredondo in the hole for the Trojans. Signs keeping Hernandez close there at second base. Pickoff attempt, but nobody there covering for Robstown. And Serrano playing Munoz pretty much straight away, as is Mikey Vasquez in left. Ground ball to short, could be two, over to second, now the first, and that throw got away from Alvarez, and that's going to be a run-scoring fielder's choice, and the game is now tied. Pickers pick up one out there. Kind of a tailor-made double play there. Just Alvarez must not have gotten a good grip on the ball, because that thing sailed to the point where Lozano took off after it without even making an attempt to catch it. Well, that's going to bring up the pitcher, Luke Rosnovsky, with one on and one out, one in here in the top of the sixth inning. First pitch to Rosnovsky, away for a ball. One-oh pitch to Rosnovsky, swing and a miss, strike one. Count even, 1 strike. So Picker schedule next week. They take on the number one team in Class 4A on Tuesday here at Steve Castro Field before traveling a few miles down the road to Toloso Midway on Friday. Swing and a line drive foul down the left field line. Count now 1 strikes. So Rosnovsky way out in front of almost everything. He's hit one home run distance foul in the first inning. Last plate appearance, he hit one into the Picker bullpen. Not quite home run distance, but still probably about 310 feet or so. That one was about 275 on the line. Oh, the 1-2 pitch from Aguilar. In the dirt, count even, 2 strikes. Again, runner on first, one out here in the top of the sixth inning. Trojans have evened the score with one run here in the sixth inning. Count now full, 3-2 on Rosnovsky. And Aguilar comes set for the payoff pitch to Rosnovsky. And a walk puts runners on first and second with one out. Lucas Sainz having a quick word with Aguilar on the mound. And that's going to bring up the first baseman, Ambrose Arredondo. Arredondo 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Time called. Arredondo bunts, plays at first. And Aguilar throws it wide, and that's going to get one run home, maybe two. And Rosnovsky held up at third. So the Trojans get 2 runs back here in the sixth inning, and they take a 3-2 lead. So Aguilar rushed that throw just a little bit and threw it down the right field line. Pickers with the infield in for Jose Martinez. First pitch gets away from Isles, but not far enough for the runners to advance. Martinez 1 for 2 with the strikeout, and that's going to bring out Coach Miller, so there will be a pitching change. Like Alan Salinas is going to be coming in for Aguilar. Aguilar likely to move back to left field. So we'll take a quick break as Salinas gets warmed up. We'll be back on Picker Nation News. And back at Steve Castro Field after the pitching change, Alan Salinas on the mound. Jose Martinez at the plate. 1-0 count. And Coach Miller's going to have a word with the umpire. I'm not sure what's going on here. May not have entered Salinas into the game. Umpire was looking at his, okay, you're saying no count, but it should be 1-0. Yeah, now he puts up one finger. Yeah, 1 ball, no strikes. 1 out. Runners on second and third. First pitch from Salinas on the outside corner, 4-strike 1. And again, Salinas, one of those, when he's on, he is really good pitching. When it's off, he's kind of scary. Ground ball right back to Salinas, licks the runner back and gets the ball over the first for out number 2. So good start there by Alan Salinas, getting the first out of his appearance here. Again, Beeville taking a 3-2 lead here in the top of the 6th inning. Pickers with 6 outs to work with to regain the lead. Beeville sending up a pinch hitter, Davin Bettis, hitting for second baseman Logan Cano. Again, 2 outs now, runners on second and third. 2 runs in here in the top of the 6th inning. Salinas comes set, and first pitch misses wide for ball 1. And Salinas trying not to allow any more runs here in the 6th inning. 1-0 pitch, swing and a line drive to left field. That's going to be at least 1 run in. Runner at third is held, so an RBI single for Bettis. And the Trojans take a 4-2 lead. Oh, Kane Salinas steps in. Salinas 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. Takes first pitch for ball 1. And Salinas struck out 2 times so far tonight. Hopefully Alan Salinas will make it a third. Foul back with the runner off. Count even, 1 ball and 1 strike. Decent lead over at first. Let's see if Salinas goes there. Nope, comes home, swing and a miss. Strike 2. Salinas gets the sign from Miles, comes set for the 1-2 pitch. Swing and a ground ball just outside the third base line. Foul. Count remains 1 ball and 2 strikes. And Salinas set for another 1-2 pitch. And gets behind Salinas, and another run scores. Runner going towards third. And he'll make it from first to third. So things get a little sloppy here for the Pickers. Two balls and 2 strikes. And a base hit. That's going to be a 2-out RBI by Salinas. Oh, Jason Villegas now up for the Trojans. Swing goes back to Salinas over to first in time for out number 3. But the Trojans pick up 4 or 5 runs on 1, 2, 3 hits. There were 2 Picker errors and 1 runner left on base. After 5.5, Beeville 6, Robstown 2. We'll be back on Picker Nation News. Oh, leading things off for the Pickers in the bottom of the 6th inning, shortstop Lucas Signs. Pickers looking to get some runs back here. They've got 6 outs to deal with. First pitch by new Trojan pitcher Brandon Encinas, called strike 1. Swing and a long drive foul out of play on the left side. Count 0-2 on Signs. 0-2 misses outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And Encinas working pretty quickly here. And the 1-2 pitch to Signs. Swinging a line drive up the middle. Shortstop up with it. Over to first. In time for out number 1. Nice play there by the shortstop, Villegas.
Robstown, number 4, Dominic Alvarez.
Oh, Dominic Alvarez steps in for the Pickers with 1 out here in the top of the 6th inning. First pitch called strike 1. Alvarez 0 for 2 with 2 flyouts to center field. Center fielder now playing Alvarez way to his left. Called strike 2. And the 0-2 pitch to Dom, way outside for ball 1. In Trojan infield playing Alvarez pretty much straight away. Left and center fielders playing Alvarez to pull. Right field playing straight away. Inside pitch, ball 2, 2-2. And 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Pickers trailing by 4 after allowing the Trojans to score 5 runs in the top of the 6th inning. Encinas set, the windup, and the 2-2 pitch. Misses low for ball 3. Count now 3-2. And a payoff pitch to Alvarez. Misses high for a walk. A 1-out walk by Alvarez. And that's going to bring up third baseman Christian Barrera. Ground ball. Nice pick by Rosnovsky. Throws over to first. And that's a gun Rosnovsky has right there. That's out number 2. Nice play by the big third baseman. And that's going to bring up a pinch hitter, Anthony Gonzalez.
Number 18, Anthony Gonzalez.
And runner at second now, 2 outs. Here in the bottom of the 6th inning. First pitch to Gonzalez, fouled back for strike 1. Encinas set the 0-1 pitch to Gonzalez, misses outside, count even, 1 ball and 1 strike. Alvarez takes his lead off at second, and Gonzalez is hit by the pitch. Well, Pickers now have runners on first and second. And Paxton Salinas will step into the box. Jose Serrano, leadoff hitter for the Pickers, would be next. Salinas 0 for 2 with a line out to center and a ground out to third. Base hit could possibly score a run here for the Pickers. Ground ball outside of third for strike one. Encina set for the 0-1 pitch to Salinas. Pop straight back, foul out of play. Count now no balls and 2 strikes. And Pickers with runners on first and second. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th inning, trailing by 4. Oh-2 pitch. Fly ball out into right center. That's going to get past. Oh, nice play by the right fielder. Looked like he was going to get over his head. But that was Kane Salinas making the play for out number 3. So no runs, no hits, or 1 walk, 1 hit by pitch, 2 runners left. After 6 complete, Beeville 6, Robstown 2. We'll be back on Picker Nation News. And back at Steve Castro Field, I'll give you guys an update on Toloso Midway Kingsville, Warriors 14, Brahmas 2. That is a final score from Kingsville. Now on the mound for the Pickers is R.J. Flores, and leadoff hitter Aiden Hernandez will start things off here in the top of the 7th inning. First pitch called, strike 1. Flores steps off the mound. And the 0-1 pitch, or shoot. 1-1. One pitch from Flores, line drive just over the glove of a diving Lucas Saenz for a leadoff single for Hernandez. Hernandez now 2 for 4 on the evening. It's going to bring up the pitcher, Brandon Encinas. Encinas 1 for 3. singled this last time up. Next first pitch for called strike one. Flores comes set for the 0-1 pitch. Misses high, count even, 1 ball and 1 strike. And Aiden Hernandez at first after a leadoff single. Encina squaring to bunt. He bunted in the first inning, sacrifice bunt. And fouls this one back for strike 2. Niles set up on the outside corner. Pickoff attempt, not in time. Hernandez back safely. Looked like Hernandez might have been leaning a little bit. Another pickoff attempt. Hernandez back safely. Again, 1 on, nobody out here in the top of the 7th inning. Pickers trailing by 4. Hernandez off on the pitch. Foul tip. Count remains 1 ball and 2 strikes, and Hernandez will return to first. Another pickoff attempt, a little bit wide. Hernandez back safely. Count now even, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Count now full, 3-2. And ball 4, and Encinas takes a walk. Trojans have runners on first and second with nobody out. And that's going to bring up Trip Munoz. First pitch to Munoz, low for a ball. One-0 pitch from Flores, high for ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. Flores set for the 2-0 pitch. On the inside corner for called strike 1. Swing and a pop-up. And Isles can't make the play. Didn't find it to begin with. Found it late. And it goes off of his glove, but count now even. 2 balls and 2 strikes. This is Damian Vasquez batting for the Trojans. He's 0 for 1. The 2-2 pitch from Flores. Swing and a foul ball out of play on the right side. And Flores comes set for another 2-2 pitch. Line drive to second, picked up there by Alvarez over the first, and that's a 4-3 double play with the runner moving over to third. Nice pick there by Alvarez. And that's going to bring up Luke Rosnovsky. Runner on third now with 2 down. Rosnovsky is 0 for 2 with a walk. Ground ball foul just outside the third base line. Diving attempt there by Barrera, unable to come up with it, but just again another long strike. Rosnovsky's been out in front most of the night, hitting most of his contact in foul territory. One of those you almost want to throw something slow inside, see if he gets out in front of it, and make sure to tell your dugout at third base to duck. Another swing and a miss. Gets away from Isles, but not far enough for the runners to advance. Again, Hernandez at third. 2 outs here in the top of the 7th inning. 0-2 pitch from Flores. Swing and a foul ball. Rosnovsky stays alive with an 0-2 count. Umpire needing some baseballs. One and two. Swing and a hit past Barrera at third. That's going to be an RBI single for Rosnovsky. And the Trojans take a 7-2 lead. That's going to bring up the first baseman, Ambrose Arredondo. Pass ball. For ball 1, and the runner advances to second. Called strike. Count even, 1 ball, 1 strike. Swing and a foul ball. 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. But the Trojans pick up another run here in the 7th inning, and they take a 7-2 lead into the bottom of the 7th. Pickers 3 outs to get 5+ runs. We'll be back on Picker Nation News. And back live from Steve Castro Field for the bottom of the 7th inning. Jose Serrano leading things off. Kane Salinas on the mound now for the Trojans. Serrano takes ball 1 from Salinas. Two and 0. Called strike 1. Count now 2 balls and a strike. Foul ball to the left side. Count even, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Outside for ball 3. So full count on Serrano. And ball 4. Pickers have a leadoff walk here in the 7th inning. And that's going to bring up pinch hitter J.C. Trevino. Pickoff attempt not in time. Serrano back safely. Ground ball to the shortstop. Could be 2. One at first, or one at second, out at first. And that's a double play for the Trojans. So Pickers down to their last out here with Aiden Lozano coming to the plate.
Now batting for Robstown, number 2, Aiden Lozano.
First pitch to Lozano, fouled off to the left side, out of play. No balls and a strike. Oh, one pitch to Lozano in the dirt, evens the count, 1 ball and 1 strike. Lozano is 0 for 1 with 2 walks. 1-1 pitch. Takes low for ball 2. 2-1. In Trojan, right fielder and center fielder playing Lozano to pull. 2-1 pitch from Salinas. Misses high for ball 3. 3-1. Little poke over the shortstop probably gets Lozano all the way to third. And a 3-1 pitch. Swing and a base hit to center field, and the Pickers have a 2-out base runner here in the 7th inning.
Now batting for Robstown, number 23,
Uriah Isles steps in, 0 for 2, or excuse me, he's 0 for 3. First pitch from Salinas misses low for ball 1. Isles popped out to the second, had a sacrifice bunt, so he's 0 for 2 and struck out swinging. Lozano with a pretty safe lead at first. 1-0 pitch to Isles. Another one in the dirt for ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. Pickoff attempt not in time. Ball gets away from Arredondo, but not too terribly far, and definitely not far enough for Lozano to go to second. Salinas comes set for the 2-0 pitch to Isles. Another ball in the dirt. That was about a 58-footer right there. 3-0 on Isles. And a 4-pitch walk. And Pickers have runners on first and second with 2 outs. Well, that's going to bring up Lucas Saenz. Saenz is 1 for 3 with 2 RBIs. He's got the only 2 RBIs of the game for the Pickers. Base hit here could get him another one. Takes the first pitch low for ball 1. That's 5 in a row. Thrown by Salinas. Salinas set, and the 1-0. Another 58-footer. That's 6 balls in a row. Two-0 pitch to Saenz, called strike 1. So Lozano at second, Isles at first, and now a 3-1 count on Saenz. Three 3-1 pitch to Saenz. Ground ball to short. That should do it. Over the first. And error on the first baseman. So the bases are loaded with 2 outs. Pickers still alive. And that's going to bring up second baseman Dominic Alvarez. First pitch to Alvarez, swing and a pop-up. First baseman coming in, and he drops it, and Alvarez needs to hurry down to first, and he's safe. And he's going to get an earful from all of the Picker coaches for not hustling down the line. And that was a close place there, play at first, and Coach Vasquez is going to have a word with the first base umpire. And Alvarez is going to be pulled for a pinch runner. That's going to be Mikey Olguin running for Alvarez. Well, now Vasquez is going to go talk to the home plate umpire. And after that discussion, that's going to bring up Christian Barrera. Barrera 0 for 2 with the walk. Base hit here could make things real interesting with the bases loaded. First pitch to Barrera misses high for ball 1. Swinging a ground ball. Rosnovsky comes up with it, steps on the bag, and that's your ball game, ladies and gentlemen. Final score, Beeville 7, Robstown 3. Beeville with 7 runs on 7 hits. They made 2 errors. Robstown with 3 runs, only 2 hits, but they made 3 errors. And again, Pickers will be back in action on Tuesday against the number 1 team in the state in 4A. Not likely to have that game for you due to UIL regulations. So we should have Friday game over at Tolosa Midway for you on Picker Nation News. Want to thank everyone for joining us tonight, and go Red.